takes just a small little key to open the door to something that maybe me and you can't fathom. I want to be real careful and not get in its way or get out of its way, but I'd like to be right in the center of the Lord this evening. If we can get His will, it is really amazing what can be done. I talked to somebody the other day and I said, I'd hate to really know the number of services that I've just been in that's been the perfect will of God. I said, probably less than 10, I guess, that man didn't have a hand in and bugging it up somehow. I'd love to see the perfect will of God be done. And I'd love to see the perfect will of God be done in our lives. If you've got your Bibles, maybe we'll be going over in Daniel tonight. I've been thinking maybe all day and maybe some of last night on compromise. On compromise. There's times when it plays a big part. It's important to compromise. I could care less if I ever got dressed up again and went and took another picture. I hate it. I hate it. All the times I hate taking pictures. I hate it. But that's a battle that I don't want to fight all the time. That's one of the battles as a married man that I choose most of the time not to fight that. That's exactly right. Because guess what I'll do? I'll go get dressed up and cheese it all day. I'll cheese it. I don't like to fight that. But compromise. I feel like I had compromise on my mind all day, even last night and all today. I've been thinking all day. If you've got your Bibles, we won't read through the whole thing. It should be real familiar to us. Maybe start about the 7th verse. It said, and all the presidents of the kingdom, the governors and the princes, and the counselors and the captains have consulted together to establish a royal statute to make a firm decree that whosoever asks a petition of any God for 30 days, save of thee, O king, he shall be cast into a den of lions. And look like through history and things, Daniel was about 15 years old. We may have to use this microphone on, but we'll give everything we got if we need. Looks like it was about 15-year-old when they went into captivity there. He'd been a slave all those years. Been a slave all those years. When he come down to meet the den of lions, Brother Richard, it looks like he was 82 years old. And we know that he served God continually, faithfully, and continually. All right. And I thought about what was 30 days against 82 years. What was just 30 days? Let's go ahead. What was 30 days against 82 years? Looks like just a small number. I believe 82 years comes out to roughly over 29,000 days. It's a little over 29,000 days for the Lord. And these men that conspired together against Daniel, and they said, Daniel, we just want 30 days. They knew that they could find no fault in Daniel unless they found it. Unless they found it concerning him and his God. So they went to the king and they said, we're going to make a royal statute decree that you're to be the only thing served for 30 days. That was the law of the meetings and things, that once things was written up and it was signed by decree, there was no change in the law. There was no change into it. So once this law was set, it was settled. It was settled. I wonder how just small and minute that the working on the people's minds tonight, trying to get them to compromise with sin. It don't start out with big things most of the time. You don't come in on Sunday and pull a trunk on Monday. It starts with little things. I don't know how the board school, the school system is over here, but it's about to make me sick in Harlan County. It's about to make me sick over in Harlan. They decided that if you're on the sports teams, that you get special privileges. Come on now. You'll get an extra day snack if you're on the sports team. Come on now. You get an extra field trip or two if you're on the sports team. And it's enticing our young folks. It's making them long for it. When all that it is a compromise with sin. And if you don't wash, it'll be the star of the whirlpool that sucks you down the hill. It's the small things. Over in Genesis, maybe, you had Esau, and you had his brother, and he was out in the field one day, Jordan, and he come in, and there he was, baking some pottage, he called it, some red bean pottage, and he said it was faint, Brother Richard. He said he come in from the field and was faint. He told his brother, he said, give me something to eat and some water or I'll faint. He told him, he said, sell me your birthright and I'll give you that to eat. He said, what good is my birthright? He said, I'm about to die, what good is it to you? He said, if you'll sell it to me, I'll give it to eat. He made him swear to it, because it was another one of those instances where if it was sworn to, it couldn't be changed. It couldn't be changed. And Esau sold his brother's birthright that day. You know what Esau was? You know what he was? He was real quick to change. Real quick. He was impulsive thinking. He said, oh, I'm hungry. I've got to do something quick. I'm going to tell you, an impulsive man is a dangerous man. An impulsive man is dangerous. Most of the time, he's double-minded in all his ways if he's impulsive. Lord, it's good to be a little spontaneous in life. Maybe take that little gal of yours out to a dinner she wasn't expecting. They might be a few homes still together. If some of us men love our women like we should, and some of these women love their men like they should, little spontaneous is good for a relationship, but an impulsive man is dangerous. You know what that birthright means? You know what that birthright means, brother? Lord, he gave him special privileges in the family. He gave him special privileges in the family. When the old man died, he became the leader of the family, but he threw it all away. He began to compromise a little over just a pot of food. When the father died, it made him the leader of the family. It gave you judicial power over things that need to be decided. If somebody was caught wronged up or in a fault, it was his decision from that point. The man that held the birthright from the father, it was up to him what happened to that man or woman. But he threw it all away. Threw it all away for just a pot of stew. You know what else he did? When his father died, he gave him 2/3 of all that he had. He got 2/3 of all the cattle, 2/3 of all the land, 2/3 of everything that he owned because of that birthright. But when he compromised with his brother, he lost everything. Some folks will trade the blessings of God away to chase a shiny orange ball down the court. Thank God for it anyhow. They'll do it for a little. They'll do it for a little nothing. They'll do it for a little pleasure with another man. They'll do it for a little pleasure with another woman. And they compromise them just a little. But in the end, it'll cost you your soul. Is it worth it to you tonight, friend? Is it worth it to you tonight to throw everything that the Lord has worked in your life? Is it worth it tonight to throw it all away for just a moment of sin? Now, old king established the decree and signed the writing that it may not be changed according to the law of the Medes and the Persian, which altereth not. Do we know the story? It said that Daniel knew that the decree had been signed. But he went to his chamber as a part-time, and he opened up his window to Jerusalem, and he still began to pray the 3 times a day that the Lord had laid it in his life to do. Oh, the powers and presidents coming back again. They was coming back again. And they went and told the king on it. Oh, they went and tattletale a little, didn't they? They began to spread the word around, didn't they? What's that sound like today? That sounds like compromise with sin when we can't keep our mouths shut. Compromise. 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 They went to the king, said, Daniel, he's not regarded the decree, king, that you signed in order. He's still praying to his God. What are we going to do with this man? He's a lawbreaker. He don't keep your commandments, king. He's not keeping what you've signed. He's not keeping what we want to do to you. Compromise. Daniel didn't have to serve all these worldly gods the rest of his life. He didn't have to really give the rest of his life over. It was just for 30 days. 30 days. 30 days. All he had to compromise with was 30 days. Over in the 16th it said, then the king commanded, and they brought Daniel and cast him into the den of lions. They got their way. They got their way, Brother Richard. They finally got the man of God in trouble with the king. Now the king spake and said unto Daniel, thy God that thou servest continually, he will deliver thee. And a stone was brought and laid upon the mouth of the den, and the king sealed it with his own signet. And with the signet of the Lord, that the purpose not be changed concerning Daniel. Listen here, the king got worried with him now. Then the king went unto his palace and passed the night fasting. Neither was instruments of music brought before him, and his sleep went from him. Then the king rose early in the morning and went in haste unto the den of lions. And when he came to the den, he cried with a lamentable voice unto Daniel. And the king spake and said, Daniel, O Daniel, servant of the living God, is thy God which thou servest continually able to deliver thee from the lions? Is he able? Is he able to deliver? Is he able to deliver? Sure is. If we've lived a life without spot, without wrinkle, without compromise with sin, he's able to deliver from the snare of the enemy. But if we can't make our mind up what we want to be in this life, I'm afraid we're walking on our own step by step, just waiting for the fall and the trap of the enemy. Sister Heather last night, and she said, "Oh, I hadn't been too far in the world, Brother Stephen." She testified wonderful if you listen to her. And she said, "I didn't go too far in the world." She said, "I don't know what it's like to smoke a cigarette." Come on now. She said, "I don't know what it's like to take a drink of alcohol." And I said, "What a wonderful testimony that is." But the enemy has come to our young folks in such a great way. He's put a taste in their mouth for the world. He's put a taste of the world in their mouth, and they can't be satisfied unless they get a little taste of it. They can't be satisfied unless they sneak around the barn and hit the vape a time or two. Come on now. They can't be satisfied unless they let a little byword slip out from time to time. They can't be satisfied unless they get on a four-wheeler and hit the top of a mountain and take a drink of something just to find out what it tastes like. But we're compromising just the little things, but we can't see the bigger picture. She testified about how she'd never been to those depths. And I got to thinking about me, and I've never either. I never tried a cigarette. I never put a dip in my lip out of one. I never took a drink of nothing out of one. I don't know. This is where I lose some people. They don't believe this one. But I don't believe I've ever said a curse word. But I found myself at a place where I still needed the saving hand of God in my life. It don't matter how good you've been in life. It don't matter how far away from the world you stay. There'll come a time when there'll come a time when you've got to make the ultimate decision to follow this man. It's not always easy. It ain't always easy. Sometimes we'll have to watch folks do things that we can't do. Sometimes we'll have to look odd at a place when the group is going this way, but we know we can't go that way. And we look out of place, and we look like maybe we're the odd ones, when all we're trying to do is not compromise with the laws of God and with the laws that He's placed in our heart and in our life. Amen. And there was Daniel. Daniel, we can't find no fault in you, so we're coming after your law. We're coming after you, God, man, on your law. Let's see if we can get him this way. And they thought they had him. The king had signed the decree. The law was sent to put him away. It was set in order, couldn't be changed. So the king did what he had to do and threw the man of God right down in the den of lions. Listen here. Then the king rose very early in the morning and went in haste to the den of lions. And when he came to the den, he cried with a loud voice unto Daniel. And the king spake and said unto Daniel, O Daniel, servant of the living God is thy God, whom thou servest continually, able to deliver thee from the lions. Continually. Through the persecution, through the temptation. He said he would never tempt us above that what we're able to bear, but would make a way of our escape. Don't you look at me and tell me you had to do anything. You didn't have to do nothing. Because the Bible doesn't promise a way of escape for us. Probably not expecting to get an answer from Daniel. He said, then said Daniel unto the king, O king, live forever. My God has sent his angel and shut the lion's mouth, that they have not hurt me, for as much as before him innocency was found in me, and also before thee, O king, have I done no hurt. King, I've done no hurt. King, I know you did your law, but I made a promise to a God and to a king higher than you one day. And I made a promise to him that I would go against his laws. But he served God continually, and he was found of innocency, and he had done no hurt before the king. No hurt. Don't compromise with sin tonight. Don't compromise with it. I go to an office 5 days a week, and I look at people sitting across the desk from me that hate their life. They hate their life. You pay close attention. They don't hate things in their life. They hate their life. They look at me and they say, I hate what I've become. They look at me and they say, I hate the mother that I am. They look at me and say, I hate the daddy that I've become. They hate the life they live because at some point they compromised with something that took a hold of their life, and now they can't get out of it. Their mind is warped. It's gone. The methamphetamines are cooking. The heroin took it. The methamphetamines took it. You know how this started though? Just hitting a joint a time or two. Stealing cigarettes out of Papa's. Lord have mercy. Stealing cigarettes out of Papa's snacks. It started small, and now they hate the very life they live. Talked to a lady. She had 7 children. Listen to this now. You talk about living down in a time where people have lost the natural affection. Now this lady, she had 7 children. And her little girls got up to 7, 8, 9, 10-year-olds. You know, she had a slew of them. She'd wait till about the first of the month, and she'd dress her little daughters up in things they ought not be wearing. And she'd take them down to the populated areas, and she'd say, don't you come home until you've got enough money for mommy to get her fixed. Come on now. She was selling her own children to all the perverts of the world. Lord have mercy. But it starts with just a little compromise. I talk to people all the time that look at me and I say, well, how does that make you feel? You know, we're trying to get some kind of response out of them. How does that make you feel? They say, I don't feel anything no more. Lord have mercy. I'm going to tell you, a man or woman that can't feel nothing anymore, they're dangerous as well, friend. They're dangerous. They don't care who they hurt. They don't care the means in which they hurt. They don't care or regard nothing or nobody. The girls have started noticing, they're old enough now. They start noticing the ones with the backpacks. And they'll ask me sometimes, Dad, is that a homeless person? Dad, are they homeless? And I tell them, I say, yeah, they probably are. And I tell them this, I said, but listen, they have chose the life that they live. They chose that way. There's a government program for anything nowadays. If you ain't got a house, there's housing programs. You ain't got no food, you get you a car, they'll load it every month to get you a little food on the table. You can't get your electric bill paid, they'll send you down to CAA and they'll give you a voucher and you get your electric bill paid. But they chose that way. All because they compromised one time too many. That one more compromise, that one more hit, that one more turning up a ball, and now they're stuck in a lie, and they got no feeling in, and they hate their life. They hate it. They hate it. It's hard. It's hard to look at somebody. And I know people get up and say, you don't need a counselor. I know that. We don't need worldly counselors. But that's what I do. And sometimes I get a little offended. I say we might need to change it. We know at least one might do you some good. Because I let them do their spiel and I say, well, I got to catch y'all for it. I'm allowed to talk about anything as long as they bring it up. But I'll question it just right to where I gets my foot in the door. I'll say, we believe a holistic approach here at this facility. And I'll say, let's talk about the spirit side. Lord have mercy. I get to talk to my house, your spirit. Are you religious? Yeah. Oh, when they say I used to be, Lord have mercy. Lord, I used to be. I'll say, well, what happened? What happened to it? They compromised with sin. It's the story on every one of them. All right. Little things. Little things that entice our people that mean nothing. A ball on the court. Set a pom-poms for a go team. A little school band, so change it to say daddy, daughter nowadays to make it like something personal between dads and daughters. But it's as worldly thing as anything I've seen. A little dance gets her attention. A little this and a little that. Something a little shiny gets her attention. But it's just a trick of the enemy. Want your soul. Don't compromise. It'd be good if we don't even talk to him. That was Eve's problem in the garden. She lended an ear to the serpent. If she had turned a deaf ear, maybe perhaps that would have happened that day. But I'm sure enough to believe that sooner or later somebody would have took the bait. Don't compromise with sin. We're coming back tomorrow. It's hot. They'll take you where you wouldn't go. They'll take you to these places where you don't even want to go. The evil days surely approaching. Give him everything, but don't compromise with sin. Give him your whole heart. Give him your whole heart. Hallelujah. It's a sign. Thank God. Thank God. All it takes them art now he that live will live until we take it out. And I know that we're today, brother. Come on, they don't want much of a statement preached anymore in our church. I tell you, when you move that rain when you move that rain amen. I can take you out to the land of labor learn. Thank God, there's no tell you, there ain't nothing wrong with the smoking of the gold. There ain't more than the smoking of the gold. Thank God, there is a God. And his mind is warm. His heart is warm. He'll speak in tongues to you. And God, he came up to me and Jacob one day after work and said, I got a song that God gave me. Jacob was younger then. He sung that song. I said, yeah, that's all right, I guess. Jacob said, that sounded good. I said, Jacob, look at what he is. Look at what he is. Praise up the name of the Lord. I tell you, you little things in the world. Amen. Thank God we can recognize you. We can recognize you. But whenever you take unto you another spirit, you believe alive. Amen. You go believe in something God. You know all your life. It ain't right. Amen. You believe alive. He'll damn you just as bad as I call. I said he'll call you over hell just as bad as I call. We ain't got no room, church. Ain't got no time for compromise. You ain't got to go looking for it. He's looking for you. I'm reaching into the guy. Everybody, you hear him preaching nowadays. The devil knows my mind. The devil knows my heart. No, he don't. No, he don't. He has to study you. He has to study who you are. What makes you happy? What makes you move? And when you open yourself up to him and tell him your heart, then he's got a foot in the door. Praise the name of the Lord. I don't want him to know nothing about me. I don't want to volunteer any information to the enemy. Praise the Lord. Somebody looking at it different. Don't cost you nothing now. Amen. But when you compromise, when you start compromising, there ain't no end to it. There ain't no end to it. Praise God. Oh, Brother Stephen has told the story about his grandmother. My God, every time he tells it, amen, puts a fear down in my heart. Brother Jarrod would handle sermons, speak in tongues, and run down the road to Florida and sell his ass. And live alcohol, all them things. They got preacher. They'll never happen to me. Let me tell you how much easier it can happen to you. One swipe. One reply. Come on. One accept. I'll accept you as my fruit. You're island, but you ain't got no time to pray. Ain't got no time to read the Word of God. We played our Bibles down and picked up a phone and opened up every other God prayer in this world in our lives. Brother Mitchell mentioned something the other night. Thank God we won't preach it. A lot of folks thought they just hammered on things. And everybody wanted to say, well, they ain't got no Bible for it. The very things that God taught their hearts. And gave them permission to teach us. To teach us. Amen. Of the book of Revelation. Amen. The works of the flesh. Amen. And it went down 17 of them. Brother Jason. 17 of them. And he got down and thanked him. He said in times I've told you before, I tell you again, that they that commit these things, they shall not inherit the kingdom of God. But he didn't stop there. He said, and such like, and such like. God, you want to come knocking on your door with witchcraft, Brother Josh.
looked at me and said, that'll be 90 prayers. You will be sad. You know what I believe he did? I believe he got up that morning before he went out this week. And he'd already prayed one time. And when he got in the palace, they made that decree. And it was midday from there. It was time to go home and pray. Amen. Look out there and praying home. And Brother Wesley got down in the dinner lines that night. And I believe he prayed that night. I believe he prayed that God. And I convinced of him right. When he rose that next morning, early that morning was embarrassed. Amen. Said, oh, Daniel had already prayed. Come on. Lord, hallelujah. Can you afford to miss one day? Can you afford to miss one day of prayer? Come on, man. Lord, have mercy. Go back and put those feelings somewhere. Thank God people go on a vacation. I ain't got nothing wrong when you go on vacation. When you go on vacation, you better pray. Like you've always prayed. You better ask. Like you've always asked. You better kneel. Like you've always lived. I don't care if you're 1,000 miles down the road. Come on. I got take your low breeches off and put your pair of short ones on. Amen. God already seen. He already seen. On the scripted kids down and you put it on their children. God has already seen. Come on. It's 2024. It is. And it's still holding us with that. No man has seen. Compromise with me. Allow me a little bit. Just a little bit. You'll be homeless man tonight. A strong homeless woman tonight. There but one compromise. Amen. Not that man pain. If that righteous man pain. That in the day that he sinned, that his righteousness shall be remembered. Come on, son. Not what I got to have. Come on. Amen. Amen. It don't change. It ain't changed. Come on. Just a little compliment. Just a little truth. Come on, just a little. Come on. I said across the you might remember. You hear all the little Tracy's here tonight. Thank God for Brian Kids. They're sitting here will remember at the time that God delivered me. God delivered me. That's right, Brother Jed. Probably how many days? 20-some days he didn't take a drug. And he had took them since high school. Since high school. 20-some days he hadn't took a drug. Him and Tracy was coming up here and there certainly got Tracy here. If you'd have told me in school she'd never been holding us out of life, but she was some mess. She was some mess. But God marvelously saved her. Amen. Delivered her. She did a long time. Amen. She shouted right on. But I remember Brother Nation, I went to his house and there was a different look on him. And he said, I was just sitting there. I was just sitting there. He said, my mother-in-law, amen, was putting a pill in her mouth. He said, I asked her, he said, I don't know why. I don't know why I said it. He said, but I told her, give me half of one. She didn't just half of one. He said, and when I took that half of the pill, listen to me. Come on, some of you done turned me off. But there's somebody listening real strong to me. And he said, when I took half of that pill, just half of it I put on my tongue. And it went into my body. He said, I was hooked again. I was hooked again. Oh, good God. Can you do this on your own? Can you do this by yourself? And the wild God would help you. When you reach your hand out, while God would stretch out and won't
It sure is.
Oh, good to see Josh. Maybe just a trip to the beauty circle.
Come on.
Just a trip down the road somewhere. That's all we take.
Come on. Yeah.
I've heard a lot of excuses. I've heard them say, well, I feel like I needed to go down to the bar and go witness a little bit. And when you ain't even strong enough to say no, I'll never sit you down. I'll never sit you down. You pull up to that old bar and you get to hearing that talk and smell that smoke. You know what that does? That revives that old stick.
Yes, stir it up, man. Stir it up.
And it comes back to knocking on that door. Come on. Let them pray. I'm good to be here. I'm always talking. Come on. I'm always talking.
Man of God. What happened to David backslid? He went to the store.
Yeah.
He said, I don't beer, I don't alcohol. He said, things he'd give up. Chocolate and pop. Candy and stuff. He said he filled the basket full of it. I don't know. Run it out. And run it out. He said, there's to the hospital sweetheart.
Yeah.
Over the next thing you see there.
Come on.
Whatever God taught your heart to do, come on. He told you can't do it, you can't do it. You lay it down, you better not pick it back up. You need to train there. Come on. I heard him say, well, they couldn't read what was wrong with it. Come on, if you lay it down, you lay it back up. No matter what it is. I told God when that rolls in the Lord right there. I told God, I got that put my face left the bathroom with that hospital relief. And I said, God, if you let my wife have that baby and have an accident, everything be all right with him or her, I'll never make another problem. Ain't nothing wrong with coffee. I love it. That's all I can think of. I had my life with that every day. Wake up in the morning and park in the basket and take off. That's my problem, man. When I said I got sick to my stomach, I knew to walk a little bit. You know what happened? She'd been in labor about 23 and a half hours. Within 30 minutes, she had the baby. Everything was fine with him and her both. Brought him in laid with my arms. Put them all on. I sit there in the hospital room holding that baby. Talk to his mom. Here, come on. He walked in, got the big dog coffee. You know, look. He walked in, said, that's a different process. Appreciate it. When I pop the lid off of it, smell that coffee in my back. You want to know? I said, watch that coffee in her coat. Tears roll down my face, hold that baby. What do you get the Lord? What do you get you about? The devil loves to get you to take back up. Come on. We'll say lay nothing wrong with it, let us pick it up just a little bit. Let us take just a little bit of it. If you lay it down for God, you pick it back up to your treasure. That's where our way gets the hard a lot of times. The way the transgress are all hard. It's always hard, man. Sometimes the Lord bless you with money and things. He'll let the devil bless you a lot of times. He'll give you money and things a lot of times. You know what they're doing? Snowballs. Drop you right there. That's right. My uncle called me. I told him they told me on here. Uncle called me about 2 years ago. Struggling in work. Had a whole lot of money at the time. Needed some work, you know. My uncle called me. He said, Jarrod told me to check in with you. Boy lived down there. He and his wife. There's bars all over the country. He picked horse farms, race horses and stuff. Put them all over the world, all over the country. He said, tell Stephen. I said, I'll give you so much money, a day or a week or what it was, pay for a truck, fly him out where he needs to go. He don't have to drive them now. All he's got to do is make sure that they're done right. Big money, more money than I ever made in my life. $150,000 a year salary, plus the commission. He got looking pretty good to him. Looking good to him. There wasn't the house that had no money. You didn't pray about that long. Well, I'll pray about it. I prayed about it. Really sincerely seek the Lord, really. I said, Lord, thank you for sending that to me, Lord. You ever prayed that way? I really got there. I got in the house of God one night. My boy sitting up here. I got to thank you. I wasn't happy. If I wasn't here, you wouldn't be here. If I wasn't there. These boys, they love me for their mind. But you know what? If they don't see something move on Daddy, that's what they do on my guy. I see my dad when I was a little boy, he'd stack like a drum and he caught him to the church. He goes to the box and said, I'm coming home. That's what put it in my heart. I got to cry and I said, Lord, ain't enough money in this world worth my boy. Ain't enough money in this world worth my soul. Ain't enough money in this world worth what I've got with you, Lord.
Come on, y'all. Come
God,
on.
I said, Jeffrey, take the whole world.
Come on.
I said, give me a number, I'm going to call him. He tried to get a hold of me, I called him, I said, Jeffrey, take the whole world and give me Jesus. Give me Jesus. That's all I need. The devil loves just a little bit into it. Don't take much. Don't take much. So I'm with my young life. I'm less than time. All of us that over one I've seen people get high up here in church. I've seen preachers come here and preach. I preach people, drop my hat. You know what? Y'all just don't need to preach, I still got to preach. Amen. It's not that everything looks good for you. Don't mean you're the will of God. Better say it. I love to be like you with you. So the guys are going to know.